Hi, how's everybody doing? It's Crazy Monkey here again. Another blog update real quick. So I want to talk about how, in my opinion, conservatism is the new counterculture. And, I'll just say it real quick. It's like this. Imagine back in the 60s and 70s, you had somebody working 32 hours a week, wanting to pay a cheap rent, pay a cheap mortgage payment, going to the pizza restaurant, having a microbrew, eating the gourmet pizza, the brick oven pizza restaurant, and then that individual would go to rock and roll concerts and just have a lot of fun, take a lot of vacations, go to a lot of cool exotic places, take awesome hikes, go skiing like 3 times a week in the winter. In the 60s and 70s, that individual would have most likely been called a hippie, or somewhat hippie, that lifestyle. Today, that's basically the lifestyle of a conservative. Literally, that's basically the lifestyle of a conservative. And here's why. Because if you're a liberal, leftist, workaholic, techie, yuppie, white collar, liberal, leftist, establishment person living in San Francisco, living in Seattle, you can't have that lifestyle. I mean, think about it. You're working 60, 70 hours a week to be a work martyr, to make the globalist corporations filthy rich. You're making like $100,000 a year. You stay dirt poor. You can't even afford a house because the house prices in San Francisco, Seattle, and these globalist, big, huge cities are so astronomical you can't even afford a house. So you got to be a renter for life, being a renter slave for life, voting for liberal leftist politicians. 90% of the people in San Francisco, Seattle, those types of places, they vote for liberal leftist politicians. And the entire system is a scam. So essentially, conservatism, living in middle America, working 32 hours a week, taking lots of vacations, going to the rock and roll concert, that's basically the new conservatism, and that's the new counterculture. That's basically what that is. And, being a liberal, in these big, huge cities like San Francisco, Seattle, is a scam. It's a total scam. It's a total con game. And you might think that it would be so much fun to live there, and it's not. It's just totally not fun at all. Yeah, you're going to make $100,000 living in one of those cities, but that $100,000 has no value. You can never buy a house because the house prices are astronomical. So you're always going to be a renter. You're going to be working some white-collar job like 70 hours a week. A lot of the people, they skip their vacations because everybody's desperately competing with everybody else, desperately trying to get promoted. It's just a giant, giant scam system. And, you're stuck in traffic jams, and you're lucky if you get 2 days off, and then one of those days, you still got to do work from home, because you're white collar, so you have a laptop, so you're always doing work. You're always taking calls, you're always responding to emails. I mean, it's just a total con game. And then they use the liberal left-wing management system to make it seem hip and cool, to make you think it's hip and cool, to make you think San Francisco is hip and cool and trendy, when in reality it's the exact opposite. It's not trendy at all. It's not hip and cool at all. San Francisco totally sucks. Those globalist cities, they suck. You're going to work 70 hours a week. You're going to be a slave, working some white-collar job, never able to buy a house. And you're going to take very few, if any, vacations. It's just a total con game. I just want to say that real quick.